Hey everybody, we're going to be going over Occam's razor today. We're going to review with you all the benefits, features, the different blades it uses, how to change the blades in and out using your fingers or the tool for extraction or insertion of blades. We'll go over the sharps containers that are contained within the blade packs. We'll go over changing the different heads of the razor, and we'll go over the anatomy of the razor. We'll also give you some tips on what you can do to get the best shave possible with Occam's razor. All right, let's go ahead and open up the package and take a look. Now, depending on which options you got with your Occam's razor, it'll come loaded with possibly some different heads, or or with just the standard 2-dot moderate head, which all Occam's razors ship with. Now, to determine which head you're using currently, you can always look in the top left corner of the blade head, and you can see the 2 dots there, so you know that that's the moderate head. Inside the packaging, you're going to find a couple cards, 3 cards with different information about Occam's razor. Kind of the reason why we're changing up the way the world shaves and our goal in doing so. Getting people educated on reducing household shave waste by switching to a safety style razor instead of a cartridge razor. And we'll go over some of the different blade types, the Pro and the Super blade, versus the guard, which actually has little guards along the blade edge. And then on the back of that card, we give you some more information about the different blade types that Occam's razor supports and how they work with different skin types and hair types. So this is a great card to get an idea of which blades might work best for your shave. Next, you'll see a card that'll go over the aggressiveness of the shaves. The 1 star being our least aggressive head, so that has a smaller blade reveal. 2 is a little more blade reveal, so it's a moderate shave. That's what the razor ships with. And 3, the most aggressive head. So on the back of that card, you'll be able to see what blades work with which heads. So the Pro blades work with the 1 or 2 dot. The Pro Supers work with the 1 or 2 dot, and the Pro Guard works with all 3 heads. Okay, I hope you find that information helpful. And now we'll go over a little bit more about the razor and inserting blades. So the razor head is designed with a rail system for loading the blades into the head. Inside on the head, you're going to see there's 2 little knobs, and I'll show you on this head here. You can see these 2 nubs here. That's what's going to trap the blade as it goes in. So when you're inserting the blade into the razor, you're going to want to make sure that the blade edge doesn't jam into those nubs, or else it's going to blunt that edge of the blade. So when you're loading it, you'll actually pull down a little bit or push down a little bit on the blade, and then it'll pop it into place. And we'll go over that. We'll set the number 1 head here for a demonstration on removing and installing a new head. We'll start with we'll do the Pro Guard blades. So they come packed nice from Feather in a really awesome blade pack that allows for easy extraction of the blades, insertion of the blades, and also comes with a sharp container on the back. So we'll go over the use of that too. So to extract a blade, you're just going to run this blade extractor all the way back and then push. And then you want to reveal about half the blade, 3/4 of the blade. And then you'll use your you have in here a tool for insertion and extraction of the blades. It's a real simple tool. It has a little clasp on the front of it for hooking onto the blades, and we'll show you how that works. So you're just going to hook around the center like that. And then what I do is I'll choke up on it a little bit and trap that with my finger and thumb. Now, the nice part about this is for anybody that doesn't want to handle these little or smaller blades, or if you have shaky hands or a little bit poor eyesight in the morning, you're not wearing your glasses, this is a great tool for installing your blades. So then you're just going to run it into the rails here, the rail system, and then once you get about here, you just start pushing down a little bit on it, and it'll go in underneath those. If you look there, you can see that it'll be underneath those 2 bumps, and that's what we want. So from there, I find it easiest to stop once I've got it in that far, and then I'll place my fingers here, the pointers along the side of the razor, and my thumbs at the edge, and I'll just slowly push in, and you can see it popped right into place. And that's all you have to do to insert a blade into Occam's razor. Now, we designed this head to be a floating head, so your blade actually is going to float along there. and it gives a great shave. It has a huge, there's a really nice gap here in the reveal, as you can see, and that leads for it really doesn't clog. You'll be able to shave multiple passes without clogging, and it just takes a little bit of water to remove any hair there. All right, so now we'll go over the extraction with the tool of the blade. So again, you're just gonna hook it like that, and then I choke up a little, and then just a little bit of down pressure, and it slides right out. That's all there is for loading and unloading the razor with the blade with the tool. So now we'll set that there. Now let's say you want to just use your hand since the blade just dropped. We'll go ahead and grab the blade. I traditionally grab it like this, and then to load it, I'm just gonna put it in like that, and then just a little bit of down pressure there again, and then just push forward. Pops right into place. Now, depending on this floating system, we designed it to work with multiple different types of blades from feather, and those different types of blades have different thicknesses. And so sometimes you might hear a little bit of chatter or rattle if you hear that. So if that bugs you and you're not comfortable with that sound, or you don't like that sound, it's okay. That's how it was designed to float there. But if you wanted to remedy that sound, all you have to do is, let's say, before you insert the blade, whether with your fingers or with the extraction tool, all you need to do is, if you can see it here, just take and give a little bit of up pressure, not a lot. We're not bending it hard here, but just a little bit of pressure to create a little bit of an arch in that blade. And then when you go to put it back in the rail system, and then just push down so it doesn't hit any of those knobs, and then just roll it in. Now you can see it snapped right into place. And now listen. So now that chatter's gone. So it's a very easy razor to use. It works great. I'm sure you guys are gonna love it. Let's go over, let's remove it again. This time we'll use the blade tool, so it just snaps, boom, pull it out like that. And then once you're all done shaving, you can put it in the sharps container on the back of the blade pack, and that's very easy to do. You just drop it in there like that, and then just tap it in. And then you have the blades in a safe spot, so that works out great. Let's go over changing the head of the razor. So in order to do this, you're gonna wanna use a number 1 Phillips screwdriver. And there's just these 2 Phillips screws here. Your razor will ship with an additional 2 extra screws in case you lose them. So you'll want to be very careful that you're not doing this over the sink, and you want to make sure that the screws will fall out if you tip it upside down. Let's see, just unscrew like that, and the screw's loose. I trap it basically between these 2 fingers here and my thumb, and then I support the backside with my ring finger. And it's just unscrew there like that. Just takes a couple turns. And then the head will be ready to come off there. And then you can put the number 2 head there, and we'll put on the least aggressive head. We'll go with the number 1. And then in order to do that, I'll do the same thing. I'll trap it between these 2 fingers and the thumb. And then for me, it lines up very easy. I've did it a lot though. It might take you a little bit of time. And I don't tighten it super down, really tight on the first side. Then I'll go to the second side, screw it in, and then I'll go back to the other side, and then I'll tighten it down. Not super tight, I just get it snug. Okay, and now you're ready to shave with the head of your choice. This here is the single dot head, and it works the exact same way for inserting or removing the blades. The only difference really on these different heads is the amount of reveal of the blade edge. So the one, it pulls the blade edge a little bit back into the head of the razor. Number 2, it pushes it out, and number 3, it goes out farther. I hope that helps answer any of your questions or any any problems or thoughts that you might have about the razor. I really hope you enjoy shaving with it. I designed it to be a very forgiving and nice razor for a clean, quality shave. Hope you use it for years and enjoy it. Thanks a lot.